Hello, welcome back to the AM podcast. Well, how long has it been? Like a day or two since I posted? We'll go with a day or two. I have nothing to say for myself, no explanation. I'm here. And we unlocked a new angle. A new angle. We have a little couch in the background. You can see my little DBZ poster back there. That's all I get here. That's all they give me in this insane asylum. Other than that, nothing on the walls. Blank. I like to sit and stare at nothing. I'm glad to be back. Glad to be back. So, do we have any updates? I don't. Fuck, I don't know. No updates. Life has been mundane and boring. I don't know if just for me, but it seemed kind of. Life's been going kind of like wavy, like up and down lately, and it's feeling like maybe that portion of it is reaching an end. So I'm pretty excited for that. If anyone else feels like that, it's all good. We'll just thug it out for a little and then we'll be good. Oh, I got a desk, a standing desk. Basically, I'm fucking unstoppable now. The fuck is that? Oh shit, there's a big ass mosquito in here. Oh fuck. Wait. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Hell fuck you. Fuck that. I don't fuck with mosquitoes. Hey, we got a standing desk. For what? I have no fucking clue. But yeah, I can kind of just walk around now and pace and speak to you guys, but standing up. So now I'm more assertive when I talk. Now I'm like standing on business. You want to say hi? Come here. Hey, come here. Anything to say? Meow? Meow meow? I have a video that I'm editing right now, or that I've been editing, and I just wanted to film something different in the meantime. But that video was pretty fun to film. I'll put it out soon. And I am very excited for that. It's tearing up my couch. I got into reading. I don't know. I don't fucking know how that happened. I feel like it's weird when you get into reading and you didn't get into it at an early age, because you would think like, okay, if I got into it earlier, then that's something like that carries over, and then you're like, okay, that's a part of my identity now, or it has been a part of my identity. But there's a reason people don't um, read, and for me at least, now I'm like, fuck, dude, like I kind of like to read, but I struggle to do so for the same reasons like that I didn't read before, and that's like the lack of focus. So, would I consider myself a reader? Fuck no. Can I read? Am I capable of doing? Yeah, yeah. Like I can do that much, but like it just takes me way too long. Like I'm the type of person that'll like reread something, or will read a sentence, we'll get like 4 or 5 sentences, like halfway down the page, and then I'll go back up and I'm like, okay, I didn't get one bit of that. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. I'll hit that shit for like 6 rereads. It's still not gathering any information. And then I have to get close to the book. I have to get close to the pages. Like I gotta block out my peripherals. I gotta start covering my ears and shit. Like it's bad. But fuck, dude, how else am I gonna get the knowledge? I enjoy I'll watch videos and I'll listen to shit, but there's nothing like getting a good eye workout. That's what it's really about. It's a little different, like consuming information from just listening to watching to reading. I've come to realize that like if I read something, it sits with me longer, or maybe I retain it for longer. I think if I watch videos about concepts, I don't retain any information, but they're good to think about in the moment. But yeah, I never thought I'd see the day. Oh well. Oh well. Shit, fuck it. We're just picking up hobbies left and right. Fuck it. I don't know if scrapbooking is a niche hobby, but I don't run into a lot of people that do that. My brain isn't wired to scrapbook. I don't think my brain is wired to do a lot of shit, if I'm being completely honest. My brain is wired to say say what I want to say, and that's about it. If I would have known that this is the brain I would get, nah, I wouldn't have done it differently. So on top of being directionally challenged, which I'm extremely that if you spin me around, like if I spin around right now, I'll barely be able to find my door to get out. I also get caught in like time loops, which I don't know when this happened or when if this is a long-standing issue, but I like sometimes you'll take days off, and I kind of notice that from what keeps me aligned with what day it is going like it used to be school, but now it's work. So now I'm like, okay, it's Monday, and then so forth, right? Shit, I didn't go to work for like 2 days. It was a Friday, and I thought it was a Thursday. Whole day, whole day. And this goes like this is a different idea, a different concept that we're not gonna get into. Just something to think about. My ass was like, all right, it's Thursday. Like, okay, gotta get to Friday and then the weekend. Fine, fine. You get there and it's like, okay, cool. But the whole time I'm like, what the fuck are you guys so happy about? It's just Thursday. This is where like yeah, everyone's going crazy, but me. The whole time it was me though. But it goes to show like if you break out of a rhythm of what is occurring on a weekly basis, then you break out of certain moods or states of energy. It's weird how that works, and that just goes off of like your own perception of like, or you could say my own perception of what day it was, and everyone else is like in accordance of like, okay, it's this day, so therefore we're looking forward to this. Naturally, you'd be happier, and naturally, I was not on the same liveliness. I wasn't unhappy, but I was like, there was an era of like, it's over, like we're done here, and I was like, nah, I still gotta be here tomorrow. Just something to think about. I find it very interesting. Today's concept, or this video's concept, is on. Bear with me because I don't have a very clear and concise idea about it, but I feel like I want to talk about it, and it's on choice. The idea itself is on choice. What choice? I mean, I guess that's the real question. What choice? I came to this idea of choice when questioning we'll take strength for example. Why is it that some people are inherently stronger than other people? That could be genetics or whatever it may be. And what are you supposed to do with that strength? This is just an example, and it's a good example that everyone can relate to in some type of way, that everyone has experienced in their life in some form. It leads you to the question of, okay, why is that? Why is that this is a thing that differs from person to person, and when you reach a certain type of person, that differs a whole lot than to other people. So on those said people that are very strong, incredibly strong at like lifting stuff, for example, or moving things, just natural strength. What are you supposed to make of that, right? What are you supposed to do with that? Why was it that you were provided with this strength? For every person, it's different. It could be like intellect, it could be charisma, it could be calmness, it could be just different aspects that you're like, okay, this is a defining factor of my being and who I am, and it sets me apart from other people. And sometimes it's in a vast way, or it's in a big way. When addressing that large gap, you could say, I found that it comes down to choice rather than purpose, you could say. If you are stronger than others physically, you could argue that your purpose is to, will use that strength, which is a valid argument, valid theory. And we could go further on that theory, but for the sake of the topic, we're going to talk about choice. So my thinking is, okay, now you have a choice on what you are to do with this. You could either, as my usual breakdown goes, you could either use it for good or use it for bad. Either take advantage of it or not use it at all. And in doing so, we address choice. And I want to highlight that the take advantage aspect, because you do have the choice of not acting upon this thing, which would be your strength. So, in not acting upon it, you are therefore cutting off one of the avenues for yourself. And it may be an avenue that is one that's more aligned with your life. Because, again, you question, why is it that I have this strength? So, in asking why, and in choosing not to do anything for that why, you get no answer to your why. Does that make sense? So, on the other hand, if you ask the same question, okay, why was I given this specific attribute, this specific quality? You ask your why, and then you're like, okay, why? Well, let me explore the avenue as to why it is. Let me take that quality and exploit it for myself as far as it can go, as far as I see it serving me. Now, in serving yourself, you could do good or you could do bad, always. In serving yourself, you could choose to make the most of this strength. You could use the most of this by picking up on maybe where others might not have that as their strong suit. Therefore, you come into play and you can maybe do 3 times the amount of this ability that exists within other people. Therefore, you are useful in that way. Therefore, your quality is given an answer to the why. Therefore, the why is given an answer. Yes. I don't know. But also, if you choose to do wrong by this quality and you see that you can take advantage of this strength again, and it gives you a leg up on people, but at the same time you choose to put them down, that's a misuse of what you've been given, if you will. I guess in summary, the one Spider-Man quote comes to mind. Grandpa Ben, when he's like, with great power comes great responsibility. Choice is very important when it comes to those specific aspects of a person, because sometimes those aspects become extremes, and the choices you make on extremes are very, very delicate and very impactful. Again, if we're talking about strength, if you're a big guy, really big guy, and you have an overwhelming amount of strength, um, generally, like, these guys move with a calmness because their one movement is a lot more than the average person, you could say. I forgot what I was saying. It's to recognize the extremes and to move with this delicateness and to move with this air of knowing that if you are not conscious about these things, that you could potentially hurt other people or potentially do wrong, but your normal doing wrong is an extreme. Does that make sense? Where another person could do wrong and it may not be as impactful, your one wrongdoing, to reiterate, is now times 5 or times 10. That's where it gets scary. That's where it's dealing with the importance of choice. I'm glad that it came out like this. I'm gonna have to cut that up. Uh, I came out of that with a conclusion that I didn't even know I had, and I'm grateful that I did come to that conclusion because I didn't have an answer before making this video. But again, I wanted to talk about it. This has been the AM podcast. I have been your host, who remains nameless. And yeah, hit y'all back up in another 2-3 months. All right.